Welcome to the channel, everybody. Let's get after it.
A team of urban explorers find a secret entrance to an underground satanic temple in the abandoned city of Victorville, California. The supposed temple contains hundreds of human skeletons and other satanic paraphernalia. Watch this.
I'm not sure if I've seen so many of these videos now that they're all starting to look the same or what, but I could have swore I saw some of that footage before. I'm wondering if this isn't a video of a new entrance spliced together with some old footage. Does anyone have any more information on this one? Is this a new find?
A police officer named Jesus Vargas was doing the night shift patrolling the streets of Nayarit, Mexico, when he stumbled across something disturbing in an elementary school at 3 a.m.
No manches, sí, mira lo que estamos viendo nosotros ahorita a las 3 de la mañana.
What looks like two kids playing around in the closed school can be seen before they scream and run off. What makes this very eerie is that the kids seem to be shrouded in darkness as if they were black figures. And even though they are close to the flashing light, no facial features or even their clothing is discernible. But even stranger is the fact that it's well beyond closing hours for the school, so just what would two kids be doing in there when the gates are all closed? And why would their parents allow them to be there? The two police officers searched the perimeter but found no signs of the kids again. In the morning, they got a hold of the school, and after doing a thorough check, the school was certain that everyone had left the premises. So the question remains, just who or what are they?
I can't help but to assume that there must be a reasonable explanation for this. I'm betting some staff member was there outside of school hours against school policy, and they just simply lied to the cops about it when they were questioned the next day. Or maybe those kids were there with their parents who were trying to break in or something, and the presence of the cops scared them all away before they were able to do anything. So the next day when the cops asked everyone if anything had happened, no one had anything to report. That sure would be unsettling though to see that at 3 a.m.
Lots of you have probably seen this photo floating around the internet at the moment, and it's absolutely sending people into a frenzy. But I've managed to find the actual video for it, right? So, he's going to zoom in his lovely camera here, and he's going to try and focus up, and you will see this object manifest, right? It is absolutely incredible. So this was filmed on the 16th of February on 2020 in Brazil at 8:45 p.m, okay? There's not much else to this apart from the fact that he was complimenting how beautiful this thing was, what it looked like, how it kind of glided through the wind and as it was flying across. And he says, notice that nothing on the UFO itself is actually blowing around. So I think he's trying to reference the tentacles there. Everything is pretty static in nature, which is rather interesting, given probably about how high this thing is. And I'm going to say it's probably quite high up in the sky. Look at this, bruv. Look at that, okay? What is shaped like that? And for those of you that don't know or know, these things have been reported around the world so much over the years, even more so now, of just strange atmospheric phenomena. And with sky watchers, this is now in a classification system of UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them, okay? So these things are very real. People report having electromagnetic anomalies around these sort of objects. These things messing around with electronics, I guess people's mental state as well in certain aspects. So I don't know. There's just a very, very strange thing around these objects themselves. But this piece of footage is absolutely mega, mate.
My first instinct on that was that I was looking at a balloon of some sort. But then when you really focus in on those tentacle looking things that are hanging down, they almost look like they have weight to them. They do move, but just slightly. And they don't look like they're being affected by any wind blowing on them or anything like that. It almost looks like they're making small controlled movements. We may not be looking at a craft here. We may be looking at some biological entity. I don't know. What do y'all think about it? Hey, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my merch store at barry-stepp.com.
Lady Gaga just performed a satanic ritual live on television. I've been telling you guys about her, and before you say relax, it's SNL, it's just a joke, watch this whole video. You see, they bring in these two little demons with the satanic pentagram and everything to begin the summoning. They actually summon a demon called Lamashtu, and this is a real demon. It's a demon lord called the Mother of Beasts and the Mistress of Insanity, and Lady Gaga herself says this. So they start to baptize this girl. They give her a chalice of blood to drink, and when she drinks it, they start to baptize her. They said, "You will now be baptized of the Mother of Beasts and the Mistress of Insanity." A lot of other weird stuff happens, and then they take her heart and act like they're gonna eat it. All fake, obviously. But if you go and look at Lady Gaga and do some research, she actually has a pretty dark background. I mean, she's really good friends with Marina Abramovich, who is notorious for her spirit cooking, and she actually took private lessons or teachings from her in the woods, and there's a whole video about it online. Viewer discretion is advised if you watch it. It's pretty dark. Here's a picture of them looking at art, which is food shaped in human bodies, which is actually kind of similar of what we saw in the skit. You know how people say, "I swear to God"? Listen to what she says.
If you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna, I get a little bit.
I mean, who even says that? And then going to her music, that's a whole different conversation. I mean, one of her most popular songs is Judas, talking about how she's in love with the person that betrayed Jesus Christ. Here's some footage of one of her most recent music videos. I mean, it all looks like a joke at first, but once you start to actually do some research, feels like it's just the truth in plain sight.
All these celebrities think they're popularizing this stuff, but really all they're doing is waking people up to the clear and obvious evils in the world. And they're exposing themselves to a population that's quickly becoming more religious. According to the latest polling data I could find, about 62% of US adults identify as a Christian. And I can't help but to feel like a part of the rise in faith in this country has to be directly attributed to the prevalence of Satanism in the music industry. It's not their intention, but they're waking people up.
A woman named Tracy who works in a fairly big hotel located somewhere in Illinois. And for a while now, the reception has been receiving many complaints about a single room known as Room 205. But after questioning the people complaining, not one of them would explain what was wrong with the room.
Okay, so I'm here at work tonight, and we have workers that come here that work on the railroad. I checked in 5 of them, and the second floor is where they usually go because that's where all the king suites are at. Well, they're all saying, "Please don't put me in room 205. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with 205? And not one of them would tell me what was wrong with 205. I said, is it haunted? Like, really, what is it? Nobody can tell me nothing. So, how about me and you, all of us, go up to room 205 and see why no one wants to rent that room?
After receiving so many strange complaints about what seems like an ordinary room like every other, Tracy decides to head over there and check this strange room out for herself.
Okay, walking up there now. Going up the steps. All right. It's like really cold in here though. Like really cold. And the air's not even on. I mean, I don't see anything. So maybe we can sit. Yeah, the air and stuff's not on. Maybe sit in the dark. See if we can hear something. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna probably lose all my views or my people watching, but okay, let's do this. Oh, God. All right, no, I'm out. Okay, I guess I just got my answer. Oh my God, going back to the front.
That was an appropriate reaction. I'm wondering if she's standing close to a vent that an employee has figured out they can whisper through from a nearby coat closet or something. Or perhaps she should have checked to see if there was anyone in that dark bathroom with the door cracked open whenever she walked in. Just because the light was off doesn't mean somebody wasn't hiding in there.
In a world first, scientists have unlocked a new sense for computers: scent. Robots now know how to smell. Essentially, the teleportation of scent. We've already successfully digitized our senses of sight and sound by turning what we see into digital form, like JPEGs, what we hear into MP3s, and putting it all together into videos, like this one right here. Capturing our real-life visual and auditory senses and turning them into ones and zeros that computers can understand. That's what it means to digitize something. Big surprise, I'm not actually inside of your phone, but I've digitized an audio-visual representation of myself so that I can, in essence, teleport my appearance and my voice to devices like yours around the world. Osmo Labs adds a whole new dimension to how we communicate and interact with anything online by adding our sense of smell into the mix. The researchers took purple peaches, also known as a plum, mashed it up and captured its scent molecules inside of a vial. A machine then sucked the air out of this vial and used AI to analyze those molecules and map out its scent profile on a molecular level. Using this blueprint, they can print this scent anywhere in the world as a clear liquid that smells exactly like a plum. Officially giving computers a new sense and allowing us to teleport smells on top of images, video, and audio over the internet. And I think we can all see how things are going to end up when we can start smelling our messages in the group chat. Other than that, there are still some pretty mind-blowing applications for this. We'd be able to digitally store a library of our favorite scents that we can access at any time. The luxury fragrance industry would likely go out of business, as we'd be able to perfectly clone every designer cologne and perfume that exists. Virtual reality would add an extra level of immersion into their worlds, bringing us one step closer to perfect simulations and fulfilling simulation theory. And above all, computers will now have a new sense that they're able to experience, letting us know how good or bad we smell, and combined with generative AI, we may even be able to create our very own sense from scratch with a couple of text prompts.
Man, the future is gonna be crazy. I'm not sure I've ever even considered this, and someone's already figured out how to do it. Just think about what this is gonna do for immersion in things like those 3D spatial videos that you can take on your iPhone and then play back in that Apple VR headset thing. Eventually, that technology is gonna be so cheap to manufacture that pretty much everybody's gonna have access to it, just like nearly everyone has a phone. And by that point, it'll probably be standard practice to put this smell feature thing on all these devices. Imagine watching an old Easter video of your kids Easter egg hunting and you can smell the grass clippings and the rain clouds blowing in. That is going to be amazing.
A woman was working a very early morning shift inside a big building. She was the first person to arrive on the premises, and while beginning to work on the lower floors of the building, she heard a very disturbing loud sound coming from the dining room on the upper floors of the building, which immediately seemed strange to her, as she should be the only one inside the building. She pulls her phone out and heads upstairs as she records. This is what she captured. As she enters the dark dining room, a terrifying lamenting sound can be heard, as if someone was suffering. Creeped out by what she hears, she tries to maintain a calm composure and just heads to the lift to get out of there. But just as she enters the lift, a pair of footsteps can be heard running towards her. It's as if someone was running to reach the lift and enter with her before the doors closed. And that seems to be the case because while in the lift, she notices something disturbing and takes a picture of this. What looks like a terrifying, sinister, pale face can be seen in the reflection of the elevator, with big black eyes and a black mouth. Since then, she never wanted to do the early shift alone ever again. But the question still remains, just who or what is this?
I know I say nearly everything is fake, but I'm pretty sure those sounds were added in. There seems to be a lot more noise in the audio whenever that wailing starts, as if the audio of the wailing that was added in wasn't cleanly recorded. And the footsteps that you hear approaching in the hallway before the elevator door closes sound identical to the footsteps that you hear after the elevator door closes. They should sound at the very least a little bit more muffled after that door closed. I just can't help but feel like this video's fake.
A man named Valente works as a nurse in a hospital and says that many strange things have been happening inside the place. From seeing doors open on their own to shadow figures lurking in the dark. Many of the nurses say they experience all kinds of things when they are alone at night in the hospital. The following video was actually sent to him by a female security guard who was doing the night shift alone, patrolling the hospital when something strange happened. Not sure what to make of it, she pulls her phone out and records this. A strange knocking sound can be heard on one of the glass doors, but as she goes over to check it out, it's clear that nobody is on the other side. The moment she turns around, the knocking comes back more aggressively, but once again, there's nobody there. They believe the strange paranormal events are due to the amount of people who have lost their lives in the hospital. But let me know what you think.
There's just no way this lady was really experiencing this. Hearing a knock like that second one would not only startle you, but it would also give any rational person that feeling of, who the heck's knocking on my door and why are they knocking on it like they bought it for me? She turns around like she just realized she forgot to flip the light switch off or something. Just as casual as can be. If these people want to sell these videos as legitimate, they have to at least put a little bit of effort into the acting.
While the father was doing a live with his baby, both alone while his wife had left the house to run some errands, the father was completely shocked when he noticed a figure appear, something he simply does not understand as it was only him and the baby alone in the house. The house is a renovated country house and has history, and it's possible the apparition is a former owner, probably attached. It has a pale face, and a face of what seems to be either a young girl or a woman. What on earth has been recorded here? Was a ghost captured on camera here? A spirit who haunts the house and refuses to leave because it has a strong attachment to it? Watch this.
Es el lado de Berta Minus. A ver. Ay, qué fea cara. ¿Un garzo? Mira, camarero. De lado. Ahí es el lado de Sakai. De lado. Ese lado de ver niños. A ver. De lado. Ah. Ahí ese lado es acá. De lado. Ese lado de ver niños. A ver.
What do y'all think about this one? I've gone back and watched it a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure the guy's lying about his wife being out of the house. It sounds to me like I can make out two different adult voices in the video. One of them sounds distinctly female to me. And if this were really happening on a live and there were no trickery involved, I would imagine that he would also show the people watching what's on the other side of the room, what's reflecting in the mirror. But since he doesn't show that, I'm gonna have to assume that there's some tomfoolery going on here.
Well, I'm shook. Last night we saw where the drones were landing, and I'm going to show you exactly where today. But wait till you see who owns the building. I don't know if I should be showing you this, but I'm just going to do it. Last night on my live stream, they were coming in, okay? Down. We'd lose them behind this building. And then they'd go, and there's a building back here, this white building. I'll zoom in a second. Oh, there it is. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where this guy goes. Where are you going, sir? Oh, wow. Wow. And it's gone. What is that building? Okay, interesting. And at nighttime, I couldn't tell. Well, today I came out here, and I'm like, what is that building? Okay, well, do you see that blue? It looks like an NW on the logo of the top left of the building. You see the blue NW? Okay. Well, it's not really hard to see where it is because this is all one straight road. So I just drove this with my dog down the road, across, over, and found it. Okay, I found the building. Here it is. You got the NW up there, right? So that's the one that I was looking at. Now it looked like we were they were landing kind of like in there, like in the building, and then we lose it. And I was like, I don't see anything. So I kept looking just a little further and look at the next building over. Holy. What the dude? What the This is where they're landing. I don't know what's on that roof up there. I'm trying to see, but you could see, like, so I live all the way up there, and we were watching. Everything was kind of coming through, and we would lose them at this building just a little bit further. And of course, they're trying to hide it from you. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Another conspiracy confirmed. In case you weren't satisfied with the official narrative put out by the federal government that it was all just a bunch of testing done in secret and they were freaking people out for no reason, now we know. It was just a bunch of testing being done in secret and they were freaking people out for no reason. I really don't understand how nobody got in any trouble at all for them freaking out the public like that.
How did you... How did you get out there? Okay, let's try this again.
There's no way that this is a thing. I don't think you understand. There is zero way that she could unlock that, open it, shut it, and lock it. How are you?
What was that?
I was thinking at the start of this video that this girl was about to get axed or something. Who finds that their dog has been repeatedly let outside of a locked door while they're supposedly home alone and decides to just keep vlogging? Anyone with common sense would put 2 and 2 together pretty much immediately and realize that you're clearly not in the house by yourself like you thought. I hope that this girl never has to face an actual intruder. But as far as the slamming door stuff, it's just too easy to fake. It doesn't really impress anyone anymore. I guess what I'm saying is these ghosts need to step their game up.
Do not scroll. I have the craziest thing to tell you, and I'm not kidding, okay? I'm an Academy Award-winning filmmaker. That's not the point. I want to just establish my credential, okay? Now, when you look at AI video, you probably are impressed, and you probably say, like, this is, like, great-looking video. It's so realistic, or it's getting so crazy, right? I mean, that's what I think, and I'm a professional, right? Okay. Can I tell you that I have a source that has told me the truth about the nature of AI and what it's doing? You want to hear what it is? I swear to God, you will not see this coming, okay? I honestly, I'm shaking right now, and I'm not even, I'm an actor, and I'm a filmmaker, but I'm not acting, and I'm not, this isn't a bit, okay? Okay. The reason it looks so real is the following reason. I don't even know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. The reason it looks real is because it is real. What does that mean? Let me explain. What you're looking at right here happened. All of it. It didn't happen here. I'm not trying to lie and say, oh, you just aren't aware of these UFO crashes. No. They happened, just not in this timeline. You were looking at the world's, I'm freaking serious when I say this. You're looking at the world's first interdimensional video. This was from the interdimensional internet that I, by accident, well, sort of. It's a long story. I'll tell it later. I found the interdimensional internet that Cliff High predicted when he did the whole Joe Rogan thing, okay? I'm the guy. T. Patrick Murray, you're going to hear my name, trust me. I just solved the Riemann hypothesis in mathematics. A lot of been going on in my life that's I can't even explain, but I have talked to another dimension. I have gotten proof, and they've sent me a lot of proof. I've gotten the video from them. I've gotten a protocol from them, how to get on interdimensional internet, and it works. I have gotten, when I was working on Riemann, I got insights from them. Like, they wouldn't tell me answers, but they would only give me, like, they would be like, think about prime number sets within, like, they would give me directions to think, and I would think, and I would be encouraged by their thoughts, you know? I am the first, I'm going to make this super clear for everybody. I don't think I'm special. I think I'm lucky. I'm the world's first interdimensional time traveler. I created, through my physics work recently, I have discovered a way to have information travel through time. Think about it. If we're going to time travel, right, it's going to be hard for a human to be transported. Information is much easier. Information is light. Information is the most basic, you know, it's up there with atoms and the entire fabric of the cosmos. And it's for that reason that we can send information back to the future, back to the past, or, well, let's just say this reality isn't what you think.
This one really takes stretching the imagination to get behind. The reason I put this in here and didn't just write it off is it reminded me about that clip we had yesterday where that guy was explaining the way quantum computers work and how they just pull resources from other universes. I've dug into that idea a little bit, and there are some fringe scientists who I've learned to never be too quick to write off who propose that that's exactly how they function. I just feel like maybe this idea was tied to that in some way. It just sounds like it may be connected. Like maybe the quantum computer that will eventually be in everyone's home will be what we run this interdimensional internet that he's talking about on. Who knows? I love getting these new theories though, even when they do sound absolutely bonkers. But guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. I hope you enjoyed these clips we watched together today. I'll be back soon with another video. I hope you come back to join me. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my merch store at barry-stepp.com. And don't forget to drop a photo of your merch over in the Discord to get your photo in a video. But guys and gals, I hope everyone has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all in the next one.